It's not rocket science, it's rocket science. Time to get rocking. What up, everyone? I am your friendly neighborhood pond king, and we are here on project number 7. This is going to be our medium pond package, our water garden package. That means it's typically going to be 11 by 16 at 30 inches deep, but they said, hey, that doesn't quite fit what our goals are. Is there anything we can do to customize it and make it a little larger? And we said, well, absolutely. The answer is always yes. So this is our medium Cadillac version. Like the top of the line that we can do on our medium package is happening on this project. We're gonna have 2 pumps running. We're gonna have a wetland filter. We're gonna have an intake bay. We're gonna have a biofalls, and we're gonna push that medium to be 13 by 17. And we have an E50 that was sitting in the driveway waiting for us to get here. Over there learning how to use the E20 and B-Rad using the E50. Brad's gonna start digging the hole, the main hole. I was just trying to get the sod out. We always try and get that sod out. It's just bad to build on. It doesn't compact. There's all sorts of issues. We just get rid of the sod when we have a big area like this. Just get it out of there. That was one tree. We got it all out though. It was about a 30-foot birch they had taken down before we got in here. What I'm really excited is we got the main chunk of that tree root out, so we don't have to worry about it settling, decomposing. We always try and take all this stuff out as much as we can. Because of that, when it does settle and decompose, gases are left. Those gases escape, creating a void, and that settling happens. So you'll notice when we're doing our huge projects like this, we try and get rid of all the sod we can when it's a lot of sod, because we don't like to build up on it for that same reason. And then we start using our buildup. So here we're gonna be wrapping this hillside around, helping us transition that hill all the way down and around, carrying that swale down and through. So things are gonna work out really well with that. We're gonna have some excess soil to be able to play with too, but I wanna make sure we just keep pushing everything this way to help our swale and natural look. So that's going to do it for the end of day 1. What an awesome day. We didn't get here until, well, right before lunch, did a lot of planning. And then right after lunch, we got our machines back here, and then we really started hitting it. Tomorrow, we'll get this hole dug out all the way. We'll get our liner in. We'll get our fabric in. Then we'll get our liner in. And then we're going to start placing some boulders tomorrow. So tomorrow, we'll see you at the start of day 2 at Farmington Rock Hard with Mr. Dan the Clam, where we get to pick out some boulders for this awesome project. Got that E50, so we get to play with some really cool stuff. I'm really excited. Hey, good morning, everyone. It's the start of day 2 here on Project 7. We got into picking boulders. I got all excited, and I forgot to turn on the camera. So we're down here in Farmington picking out boulders with Mr. Dan the Clam. Things are going great. He's got such an awesome pile for us, and he had a boulder waiting for us from the start of the season that he actually had hidden in this pile for us. First thing he did was uncover it and get it for us. How awesome is that? in the middle of digging our second tier on day 2 here. So we always try and set things based on interaction. We want you to interact with the pond quite a lot. So we've got this awesome sitting rock destination boulder where the tape measure is going to go. That's going to sit down on this tier. So we dug that out, kept it so that we can support the soil there. With that rock going on the tier, what we're going to be able to do is kind of go kind of deep right there. So when you're standing on that, you're really standing over a deep pool of water. It's going to feel really cool. Justin just marked out a couple of lily pockets here. Remember, on this pond we have to rock in this far side before we dig out that side, as far as reach goes. So we're only doing the 2 lily pockets for now. This pond will probably have a total of 3. Our deep section's almost all the way cut out. Aiden's gonna dig that down. And then we like to put that pea gravel in there, nice smaller gravel. That helps the roots of the lilies get started. It's a great spot to put them at the deep spot because the sludge of the pond ends up making its way into this. The lilies end up consuming that sludge, and they're really pretty. So we're gonna have a cool cluster of lilies right there, cluster of lilies here. Our waterfall is gonna come in and help the water turn. But this might be a candidate for them to get a power head. We'll know after a little bit here of it running if they need a power head. We do have a lot of water flow, so I'm not too concerned, but we might want to get something over here just to help the water turn towards the intake bay a little faster with a little more force. Rock work going on in here. It is looking awesome. We've got this cool nook that we're building out, so it'll go down to the deep spot and you'll get to see the fish kind of swimming through there. And this will be nice and interactive, and then we'll come back around here. We got our fish tunnel in, and we are just making progress. All right, everyone, thanks for joining us. We'll see you tomorrow. That's the end of day 2. Hey, we're in focus now? Man, dark over here. Hi everyone, I'm your friendly neighborhood pond king. What we've done is we've rolled our liner back. The main reason is this is our access point. We don't want to worry about taking apart this wall and making a ramp, rebuilding the wall, and whatever kind of damage we would do with that to try and get access to this. We don't want to drive over this patio because the front walkway had cracked from another company driving over it with a boulder. So this is not built to the same standard and strength as the driveway is, so we're going to avoid driving over that patio. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna plan ahead, which we have been doing. You notice that this is a ramp already. We haven't got very defined edges. It's not set for our tiers all the way yet, but what it is ready for is for us to be able to place our large boulders on the far wall there and still have this congruent look where it's to scale. Huge boulder to grab your attention. We don't want too many of those in there because otherwise they'll throw off our scale. But that looks awesome there. So this is our medium. It's supposed to be 17 by 13. It's probably 18 by 17 at the moment. I always have a tendency to push our edges. So the main body was gonna be 13 by 17. That's where we did our measurements. And then as we were going, I was like, gosh, this is a great spot for this huge boulder. Oh, this is a great spot to kind of dig in and give us some more shape. And that's one of the things when you order a liner, get yourself the bigger liner. Thank you, Aquascape, again. That's one of the things Brian had taught us, is to get bigger liner than what you think you need, because that gives you room for creativity. And then when we're done, we always end up going, where did all that extra liner go? I'm always good at pushing the limits of what we can do. I'm trying to get better at that because it allows us to soften our edges. It allows us for more creative edge work. And one of the best things about a water feature, or the most natural looking ones, is when you can't really tell where the land starts and the water ends, you know, that transition, that's when these look the most natural. So we're getting better and better as a team at doing that. We're getting our water motion to do some really beautiful things. And man, I can't wait to get this pond up and running. Well, you missed one of Brad's lines again. It's not rocket science, it's rocket science. Time to get rocking. They don't teach her this kind of rocket science in high school, you know? They should.
You can't think about rockets. It's in the sandbox. Oh man. It's on recess.
Time to work. The guys are putting down the next layer of fabric, and it looks like that'll get us all the way up out of the pond. We'll need something new when we get to our intake bay, our wetland filter, our waterfall. But for now, that's looking really good. And as you saw, Brad was doing a final inspection, just making sure there's no rocks that are underneath gonna stick up and hurt our liner. So if that's passed the tests, then we will unfold everything out and get ready to place more boulders. Time for more rocket science. Right now, Aiden is working on our location for our destination boulder. Fan club, hi fan club. Thanks for coming, go ahead, give it a shot. What do you got? Oh. That boulder strapped behind Emerson there. Emerson, say hi. You wanna point out the boulder that's strapped behind you? That one is our destination boulder. That came off of this wall. And what we're gonna do is we wanna make sure that it is the perfect rock to come stand on. So it takes a little bit of extra time. You're gonna want a smart level because that level tells you where our water line is. And we'll show you once that's exactly where we want it, why we have the smart level and why this takes so long. Details. Aiden's got a good attitude though. Medic. The pond medic. That's it for day 3. Tune in. We'll be back on Monday for you. It's only a few more minutes. We'll talk soon. Well, seconds probably. All right, we'll talk tomorrow. Are you ready for some more? Because it's the start of day 4. So, what are we up to today? Well, we're going to set up our camera in the normal spot up top, and then we're going to set up our hyperlapse. We have the Paint King joining us today. He's got to take care of his kids, and then he'll be here. And then we got Justin the Wizard who will be joining us as well. It's the gentlemen who have to take their kids to daycare in the morning, get here when they can get here, and we get going while we're waiting for them. We're going to rock in the pond, and hopefully we'll be digging our intake bay today, and then we'll keep moving on forward. Thanks for joining us. I am Nick the Pond King. This is our channel, Pond King Water Gardens. It's the start of day 4. Time for some more work. Bye. So Justin's got lights placed, doing a lot of detail work, things that are really come together on the pond, working on hiding the liner and making it look like it's a natural pond. Man, I love the way that big rock looks. You can see just the bottom of it barely. Got a couple big rocks in front of it to really give it a scale of how big that rock is. We got another huge one here. destination boulder. Justin's got his hand on it right there. And we're working on our intake bay right now. Aiden, what are you up to on the intake bay?
Making it level so the aqua blocks sit nicely.
Nice. All right, so we got two 4,000 to 7,000 gallon an hour pumps. That's how we figure out how much water flow we're gonna have going through these aqua blocks. In this case, we need 8 large aqua blocks, 2 pump housing vaults. Like I keep saying, it's going to be nice because we will be able to expand. Each one of those could have another pump in it with up to 3,000 gallons an hour. So if they did decide they wanted a splash pad or some new thing that's on the market that's cool, some new spillways or something like that, they'll be able to expand down the road. This is really exciting because we're really moving along at a nice speed. Intake bay is pretty important, so you'll see we're going to place boulders on the inside of the pond still to weigh down this liner before we get anything into the intake bay permanently. Then once we have our rocks kind of placed and in there, then we'll start coming in with our intake bay. I want to make sure we weigh down our liner and pull in as much liner this way as we need. And then the fun thing is we'll be able to cut a bunch of that liner and have a lot of excess. A little after lunch here, we have our intake bay just about ready to put everything in there for the last go round. Guys are coming down with different sizes of those 6 to 12, some good selection there for us to plug in gaps. We'll start swinging boulders into the place here soon, but yeah, things are going great. Guys are just working on detail work while we're working on wetland filter. Intake bay is in a good spot. We're ready to start pouring in some different materials in here. Our 2 to 4 we've got already in there. We'll pour that in next, then we'll do gravel. But we'll do some work with boulders on this edge over here, some boulder work over here, really to help this all feel like it was always here, a big old pond. Got a real nice opening there for our water to choke in just right, and then it'll be able to be pulled in. All right, we'll see you guys tomorrow. That's it for day 4. Thanks for joining us. It won't be long, but we'll be filling up the pond soon. Talk later. Sponsored by Pond King Water Gardens. Living works of art, 1 yard at a time.